Again. I'm a senior category manager having more than 9 years of experience in category management. The reason I opened this channel to share in-depth details about category management. We have been uploading series of videos on this channel. In today's topic, we are going to discuss about weighted average. Maybe you think like it's a kind of Excel function which we need to discuss in a category management. Of course, it is important to discuss in a category management because weighted average you use a lot when you do your buy plan, when you do your budget, when you do your sales plan, whatever. Wherever you're working on the numbers based on the sales data, weighted average plays an important role. Okay, first let's see what is weighted average. Weighted average is a calculation that takes into account the varying degrees of importance of numbers in data set. In calculating a weighted average, each number in the data set is multiplied by a predetermined weight before the final calculation is made. Maybe it looks a bit complicated, but when we look at with example, then you can understand easily. Imagine this is our example sales data we have right now. You can see that every month has a different sales numbers. It has a different, maybe it's because of this season or the trend. That's why the month has so much variance. Like for example, the January month we sold about 1,500, whereas in April we sold just 300. So maybe it because of the availability issue, or it because of the seasonal reason, or it because of the trend by month. So whatever the reason, but the sales has a trend. It has a different sales numbers by month. So when you do a regular average, we take this number as an example. We discuss about two examples, and we will know like why we should not use a regular average, and then why we should use weighted average, where it had a benefit when you do a buying plan or a sales plan or the budget. We take the first example. In this example, if you do a regular average, you will end up with 2,304 as average per month. Whereas if you do a weighted average, you will end up with 1,563 per month. Why it's different, and then where this will support. For example, if you do your projection, sales projection for a year for a particular product or for a category, you will end up with 27,648 as a sales projection for a year based on the regular average, which is way too high. And then of course you will end up with a huge inventory or excess buying. When you do it with the weighted average, you end up with a sales projection of 18,756, which is logical, and then which is very close to your last year's performance, and then even the increased percentage what it shows, it's reasonable. Let's take one more example to have to study one more case as an example. In this sales data, imagine for the first 4 months we had some availability issue, so we didn't sell much in January, February, March and April. The sales went down drastically, and when you look at the sales performance of the particular product or category, the sales performance of the other month, it's way too high than the first 4 months, which means it's very clear that this product or the category had some huge availability issue. That is the reason the first 4 months has a very less sales. If you do a regular average for this sales data, you will end up with 994 as a sales projection, an average regular sales average per month. If you do it with the weighted average, you will end up with 1,673. If you do a sales projection for a year based on the regular average, that will be like 11,928, which is very similar or which is bit lesser than the last year sales, which should not be. You cannot plan based on this because you had availability issue, that's why your sales was down. So you need to, if you fix the availability issue for the upcoming year, then your number should be at least double, right? Or at least it should be the first 4 months sales, if you take it into consideration, having the similar sales numbers of other month. Consider it's like a regular this product doesn't have a big seasonal or whatever, then automatically if you do it with the weighted average, you end up with the 20,076 as a sales projection for a year, which is again very logical because it take into consideration your out of stock issues as well. So that's why I'm saying using weighted average is much better than using the regular average. Okay, let's see how we can get this done in the Excel formula sheet. By using Excel formula, how you can get this information, how you can calculate the weighted average. To do a weighted average, first what you need to do, you need to get the sales contribution by month for the total year. Example, what you need to do, you need to know how much January month contributed to your total sales. So to know that, this is a formula you have to use, which is equal to your January sales divided by your total sales, which gives you the weightage of the January month, or the mix of the total sales mix of the January month. And then you have to do this for the whole complete year. Then automatically you will get a sales mix by month, or you can say like the sales contribution by month. So this shows the weight of the each month. Then we need to do a weighted average for the sales data what we have right now. To calculate the weighted average, this is a formula you have to use it on Excel, which is equal to sum product, and then you have to select your sales data starting from January to December, comma, then your sales contribution by month, which is column C2 to C13, which has to be divided by the sum of the sales contribution, which is basically 100, because if you sum it, it will be like 100, right? So this is how you get your weighted average. I hope this video will have good amount of information about weighted average. If you find this information is very useful, then do subscribe to our channel, and then give us a comment, and then like the video. Thank you.